back to my channel. I'm Brianna and thank you guys so much for tuning in. So in this video we are going on a road trip to St. Augustine and I can't wait. And I can't believe the holiday lights are still up, so I can't wait to take some pics, show you guys around, and see what I get into because this is kind of last minute, even though we've been talking about going for so long. But yeah, alright. I'm just waiting for my aunt to pick me up, to pick up also my grandmother. My bag is already packed there in the corner. I have my cute little brown boots because it's supposed to be raining when we get there. So yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna pack my chargers and my essentials and then I'm done. Alright, I'll see you guys when we're on the road. So I'm currently editing the St. Augustine video, but I do realize I don't really vlog. I just kind of show what I'm doing and like, yeah. So it's gonna be basically just showing what I'm doing, where I'm walking, where I'm at, I guess. After we drove, we got to the hotel, I kind of like settled in and we went out to eat sushi and yeah. Alright. Hope you guys enjoy the little scenery and everything. So, yeah. Bye! Also, kind of ignore the voice. I did get sick, like, a lot. Like, this entire month. Since I've been back, I've just been nonstop getting sick, having allergies. Like, I don't understand. But, yeah. Alright. Now, let's get on with the video. What we do on a Saturday night. A big drop.
so pretty. I thought it was a stuffed animal.
Let me know what you think of the size.
That's good.
I'll close it for you so you can check it.
Yeah.
Alright, then when I zap it, if you want to see it, you with glasses or you can go away, or you can look through your phone.
Okay.
Ready? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I guess it's like, it's like molded it. And the size is... And we have, size. How does that feel? Okay, I think that's perfect. And for this app, did you want to see it with the glasses or look away?
No, go away. I sort of want to just watch a video with this one.
Oh yeah.
Ready? Brianna? You ready?
mind getting in my box, everyone? Everyone in the box? My name is Prisoner Trustee Cecil. I'll be the one processing you guys through jail today, showing you what to do, what not to do, and how you should be doing it. Keep in mind, you are coming to jail, and us prisoners in here are real touchy with our belongings. What that basically means is, don't be touching too much stuff, because you know what belongs to who belongs to what. It's not gonna end good. Now, let's get to know each other. I'm gonna tell you my crime. This is Sheriff Joe Perry. He is your judge, jury, executioner. Anything this man says goes. He's the man in this town, and more importantly, the man of this jail.
That's what she got away from.
Yeah, well, she also was there. He's quite the man. He's 6'6". 350 pounds of terror. And if he doesn't like your attitude, then odds are he's not gonna like the attitude. So it's gonna be the attitude adjustment center. This is your attitude adjustment center. This isn't just where we're going to adjust your attitude, but just anyone from around town's attitude. Anyone can come by, laugh at you, throw stuff at you. It's a fun time. These here are stocks. Stocks are pretty simple. Your hands go in the small holes, head goes in the big hole, and you be one of these things for about a day. And when the sheriff produces these things,
I need a visor.
the shirt on your back. That means you're no, you're not afraid of heights. Afraid of heights? No. Perfect. What the sheriff and you're gonna do is pretty simple. They're gonna take a rope, pass it through the loop at the top there, and tie you to the highest branch in that tree they can reach. All the way up there. You'll be hanging from that tree for about 2 days. So, on top of it, you see the bucket in here? That's your toilet. See your bucket? There's no bucket. It goes to cost. Already rains enough in Florida. Who's gonna mind a little more? On top of it, fun fact about Florida. Florida's the lightning capital of this world. You don't want to be under a tree during a lightning storm, let alone in a metal cage in a tree. It's a shocking experience. Now, you guys that came with her, right? He gave me like $10 to put a lock in the cage.
How much are worth?
15. Let's go to the back. Let's go to the front, where that Queen and Victorian trim, people glass on those windows, draped behind them in exquisite rocking chairs. Best part about those rocking chairs is you sit down in them, you get a beautiful view from that bird cage you'll be hanging from right above us right there. This isn't where you're staying, it's too nice for you. On the bottom, that's the sheriff's office. Up top, that's the deputy's quarters. You see those metal bars and those windows over there?
That's the
my home, your new home. Now, do you see the glass behind those bars? No, you don't. There's no glass behind those bars. We're an open air jail. Open air means any weather outside is going to be a whole lot worse on the inside. If it's hot outside, it's going to be hotter on the inside. Cool outside, colder on the inside, and God forbid there's a hurricane, because you'll be swimming on the inside.
Oh.
Now, you guys have pets.
Yeah. Yep.
Some of you might not, but all of you are going to. Anything that crawls, slither, behind that window will. Rats, spiders, snakes, mosquitoes, anything. If you're lucky, it's a rat. Hope it's a rat, hope it's a fat rat. Grab that rat, bring it down to the kitchen, and the ladies will cook you a nice good meal of that rat. Probably only meat you eating this month, so you're going to love it. I'll take you to find out my favorite place to hang out, then we'll go inside.
Oh, there's the...
Don't, I don't ask questions. Welcome to the gallows. We're hanging jail. We've had 8 documented hangings. Keyword there's documented. Sheriff Perry loves losing paperwork, and when he loses that paperwork, we pretend like anything on the paperwork never happened. Now, you see the name of the top right there? It's the name of Charles Powell. I'm going to tell you about Charles Powell because honestly, I think he's a pretty good guy. He had a lovely wife, a beautiful wife, and someone around town was spreading horrible, dirty rumors about his wife. He despised that. So he went, had a polite conversation with that man. He only one that walked away from that polite conversation. He killed that man, and because of it, he spent the rest of his days in that cell right there. That cell there is death row. The day of his hanging, Charles wasn't moving. Why? Charles is smart. He knows technically you can't be hung in the state of Florida if you can't stand on your own 2 feet. So he's playing possum. Now that upsets the sheriff. Why? Sheriff Perry has 500 people out here watching this execution. 500 paying voters. He's not losing those votes. He's not losing that money. So the sheriff do? He sends deputies into that cell and tells his deputies to try anything. I try everything. None of it works. Charles Stewart, stiff as a board. So the sheriff gonna do? Simple. He's gonna take one of these boards, rip it off the gallows, drag it inside that cell, and tie Charles to that board. Once Charles is tied to the board, they'll drag him up to the top so that board can stand for him, then they'll drop him. Now when you prepare the rope to hang a man, you only prepare that rope for the weight of the prisoner. Not the weight of the prisoner plus the extra board he's tied to. So when you drop him, that rope couldn't hold the weight and it snapped in half. And Charles landed about right here. He was alive though. Don't worry. Injured but alive. He was also considered a free man. You see, in the state of Florida, if you survive any execution, you're free. That's the law. It's an act of God. God said, I shall not kill this man. This man's innocent. This man's free. Let him go. Sheriff Perry doesn't care what God says. Sheriff Perry said, deputies, go give me a rope, go give me news. We're going to have another hanging today. Luckily and unluckily for Charles, he passed away due to his injuries before they could hang him a second time. A quick moment of silence for Charles, please. That's quick enough. Let's go inside. That door there, door we'll be going through. Now, when we go inside,
Go ahead, I'm afraid he's going to put me in a cell next. Go first.
every single lady is getting in a cell. Every single one. So you don't have to worry. It's gonna
We're going to share it. We're going to share the cell.
Ladies in the cells, gentlemen on the walls. Ladies in the cells, gentlemen on the walls.
There's the infamous bucket we were talking about.
there's the bucket.
There you go, bunk beds. Doesn't feel too bad in here, really.
That's kind of ladies in the cells. No, because these are the female cells. Come on. Sure, listen to me. I know I talk a lot. Welcome home, ladies. Welcome to your new home for your last 3 to 5 years. Feel the beds. Feel nice and soft the beds are because the beds are nice and soft. They're full of Spanish moss. Positive Spanish moss, soft to the touch. Negative is those little bugs that love to burrow into your skin, the red bugs. Now, let's play a fun game. How many beds do you see in these cells?
2 each.
If there's 2 beds in the cell, how many inmates do you think we can fit in here when it comes to nighttime?
4? 4 people.
8. There's going to be 8 inmates in these cells when it comes to sleeping time. So get good at sharing these beds tonight, and more importantly, in the morning, sharing those buckets. Those buckets are going to fill up quick with 8 inmates. But don't worry, the deputies do want to fill buckets out. Buckets in this facility get emptied out about once a week. 4 times a month. Same goes for the men. We have fun too. But ladies, or at least the ladies over here, pardon me. You have not funny. You have something the men upstairs don't have. What is that? Window.
Windows.
A window. Take your bucket, dump it out the window, problem solved. Ladies, not only do you have a window, well, you got enemies next door. You got these bars right here. Take your bucket, dump out the bars. Don't fight for the top one because you could wake up swimming. If that happens to you, you might need to bathe. We do bathe here. We bathe here once a month. That quarter we were outside to take a tub full of water, fill enough water for us men, and us men, of course, bathe first. I will go, then you go. Rinse, repeat for all 72 male inmates. You don't want to be in the 72nd because they don't change that water. Ladies, we don't make you bathe with the men. If you ask me, doing so would have been uncivilized. You bathe the next day in the same bath water, though. Means anything we did in that water, you bathe. Hey, we left it out for a night, so it might get more clean.
What happened to ladies
Who knows? You want to watch your stuff coming out? I'll take it this way to maximum security.
It's a good crime deterrent, isn't it? Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, who would do anything bad? We complain about not having Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Holding cell. This is basically where we're going to put all the men before. Don't worry, are we going to put them permanently? Are we going to send the men in here upstairs to general population, or, God forbid, send them across to this cell right here? That cell, of course, is death row. Now, there are 4 beds in this cell. If there's 4 beds in this cell, how many inmates do you think we can fit in there? 16. About 20 to 25. Be 20, 25 men in there one time. A lot of people. Get good at making friends, because if you're bad at making friends, you're going to make enemies. They might put you in that cell next door. That cell, solitary confinement. It's a dark place. It's so dark when they close this door, canvassing on hand in front of your face. And then we'll close that door. That door can close as long as the sheriff decides. Hours, days, weeks, months. But if he decides anything longer than 2 months, you ain't walking out alive. And when they put you in that cell, they'll put you in there with anything. No bed, no bucket, no clothes. That means you're sleeping naked tonight on this hard concrete floor. So good luck being warm. On top of that, this hard concrete floor, also your bucket. Which means you gotta make a tough choice when it comes to which side you're using for the toilet. And make sure you keep that choice, because one day you're gonna pick the wrong side, you'll wake up sticky. You get too sticky, you get sick. You get sick, this is isolation. I call it the sick cell, because that's where all the sick inmates go. Disease, you couldn't tell, spreads through a prison pretty fast. And the sheriff and his men will end that wildfire as soon as they can, so they'll shove you in the cell and they'll forget about you. Let's hope a doctor doesn't come. Doctors only come to the jail for one reason, and that's to announce someone has died. They don't come to cure, they don't come to treat, none of that. They put you in the cell, that's going to be it. Odds are, that's the end of your roads. Speaking of the road, this is where those 8 male inmates who spent the rest of their days who were hung here, this is where they spent those days. Now usually there's only going to be 1 man in this cell at a time, but we have had a hanging with up to 3 people before, so you might have some friends. On top of that, I know not all of us can, but if you look up those windows, you'll see the gallows. That's part of your punishment. Is every day if you wake up, look outside and see where it's going to end. On top of that, when you first come to this facility, there are no gallows. It is your responsibility to build your own gallows. That's right, you build them. You have 30 days to do so, and the sheriff and his men are going to make you finish in 30 days. So let's say you finish early for some reason, God knows why, now you wait. Sheriff doesn't care if you finish 2 days early or 30 days early. He's not moving that date. It's part of your punishment, and it'll it's some mental torture. Now I'm talking about some more positive. Who here likes jewelry? You got some right here. These are shackles. Shackles are one size fits all. If you don't think this is going to fit around your ankles, the sheriff and the men are going to get these to fit around your ankles. These are primarily worn by the men. The men are wearing these when they're working outside on the chain gang. What's a chain gang? It's a form of convict leasing. About 20 to 25 men will be attached to each other, and they'll be sent out to do all the work around town that no one wants to get paid to do. Who do you think built the railroads, the hotels? The men did, so thank you for volunteering. And if you're working outside for about 12 hours a day in the hot Florida sun, you might think about running away. Can't have that. So anyone needs attached to you. This is a ball and chain. Does anyone give me a guess how much you think this ball and chain weighs, except for the people who've already touched it when they showed it? How much?
100 pounds.
100 pounds. Any other guesses? 70, 70. Any other guesses?
50.
50. I'm like getting 3. Close. About 5. It's real light. Why is it so light? There's a trick to it. And this is the type of ball Sheriff Perry would have used. Listen. Hear that noise? Someone said it. It's the fact it's hollow. Why? Sheriff Perry knows they give an inmate a 45, 50-pound ball and chain, and they lug that to the working site, they're going to get exhausted. So as you do, he makes a hollow ball and chain, and he puts a hole in it, and he's going to fill that hole. See this screw right here? What the sheriff and men are going to do is they're going to unscrew this screw and put a funnel where the screw once was. And they're showing around once I'm done talking. Once they put a funnel in there, they're going to fill this thing full of 2 things Florida has a ton of: sand and water. When this thing is full, it will weigh about 75 to 80 pounds. Wow. Best of both worlds. Light when you carry it, heavy when you need to run. Take a look, take a look. Right now. You the last one? Anyone behind you?
Nobody behind me.
That means I can talk about this place. That's a stove. This stove makes this room the hottest room in the prison. Why? This stove never turns off. It's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year round. That means during summer months, when it's going to be close to 90, 95 outside, this room, again, no glass on these windows, and the stove, they're going to make this room about 130, 140 degrees. That's pretty hot. Wow. Now let's talk about the meals. We do get 3 meals a day. For breakfast, we get grits. Raise your hand in the air if you like grits. 4 hands, I'd say. 4 max. And I mean, we just get grits. No salt, no pepper, no cheese, nothing, just plain grits. If you don't like grits, don't worry, for lunch we get beans. We get a plate of boiled beans. If you don't like beans for lunch, don't worry, for dinner, we get a plate of boiled beans. We eat a lot of beans here. We eat so many beans, we name stuff after them. You see the hole in the wall? That's the bean hole. Why is it called the bean hole? Because we take a plate of beans, pass it through the bean hole, problem solved. Problem is that, the fact you don't want the normal inmates in the kitchen mixing with the crazy ones in American security. Now above us is general population. That's where all the men are going to be staying. There's close to 90, 95 of them. I don't want to bring 90, 95 plates up those stairs over there. I'm too lazy for that. That's why I have one of these right here. This is your dumbwaiter. Dumbwaiter is pretty simple. You open it up, you take your plates of beans, you put it in here. Once your dumbwaiter is full of those 95 plates of beans, close it, and then bang on it twice. Men upstairs will hear that banging, they'll bring it there to the second floor, and when it's empty, they'll bang on it once to the first floor, basically saying, hey, lower the sink back down. Once you hear that singing and banging, it's your responsibility to lower the sink back down to the first floor with this little piece of rope right here. This is your dumbwaiter. First thing surprise people need is the bean shoots. Now, we get lucky today, and we got a nice sweet treat. Let's see if we can find the sweet treat in here. Come on, here we go. Nice possum. Who is an possum? Now I do apologize because I think this is the smallest possum I've ever seen.
Yeah, the biggest rat.
It works. How you cook possum? Pretty simple. You take it, your trash still stops moving. Once it stops moving, you put in a nice stew or soup and cook it up nice and good. Possum is naturally chewy. When you chew on possum, it almost doubles in size in your mouth, so it makes you feel more full. This is one luxury. Our second luxury is right here. Coffee. We get as much coffee as you can drink. Why? Sheriff Perry knows a caffeinated inmate works hard, eats a lot less. So we get a lot of coffee. See the red machine on the wall right there? That there is your coffee grinder. That thing will produce about 300 to 400 cups of coffee a day.
Wow.
When we drink coffee.
That's cool.
Now, frying coffee beans is a punishment. It's a punishment purely reserved for the female inmates. They can be punished for many reasons, but the most likely reason is if you're a bad cook. If you're a bad cook, you'll be forced to grind coffee beans at that coffee grinder for 12 hours a day in 140-degree heat. Keep going, you're going now. That spot you're doing right now, ma'am, that spot is taking more souls than the gallows ever have or ever will. This kitchen alone will take 2 lives every summer due to heat stroke. The full dead, and that's the end of it. That's the cost of coffee, cost of your meals. For that reason, I don't like staying here for too long because it gives me the heebie-jeebies. So let's head that way to the sheriff's office. Hey, don't go yet, because usually we're not allowed in there, but luckily it's Sunday, so the sheriff's doing something in church. On top of that, everything in this room especially is historical. All I ask is you please do not touch anything unless I say otherwise. You want the honest answer?
Yeah,
Listen.
a lot
There's
of
a lot of
the
accidental arrests. A lot of accidents. Besides that, a lot of minor crimes. As nice as anything in this prison. Gas lights, gas fireplace, original hardwood floors. It's beautiful. That's what you want to see is his luxury, or more importantly, what he spent his money on. Now, besides the luxury, he wants you to know these 2 items here. This Bible, this family photo. He wants to see him as a God-fearing family man. Now, there's a few things I point out about the photo. The first is Sheriff Perry himself. He's that boy right there, second to the left. I do mean boy. He is 14 years old in that photo. 14 years old and already 6'1". Second, that photo probably taken in the 1870s. Think how much money or power the Perry family must have had. A photo taken in the 1870s. Quite a lot of both of those things. And he had a lot of money and power running this jail, and for that reason, Sheriff Perry's gonna buy some nice things like this thing right here. Switch with me. Thank you. That's a fingerprinting kit. This is a genuine fingerprinting kit that comes all the way from the Scotland Yard from the United Kingdom. This is one of the first systems used to fingerprint inmates and fingerprint people in general. On top of that, this is the first fingerprinting kit in the state of Florida. There's only 3 surviving fingerprinting kits of this model left in this nation. One in DC and the Smithsonian, one in New York City, and there's of course this one in the room with you right now. Next is this. This is an Oliver number 9 typewriter. It's the first typewriter with a pound symbol. You can see the pound key right there on that L key. But this is a jail, so there's a Columbus story attached to the typewriter, and then there's Sheriff Perry's handwriting. Sheriff Perry's handwriting is god awful. No one can read it. Why is that a problem? Because he's the one writing the warrants. And when he writes a warrant and the deputies can't read the warrant, they have to make a tough decision. Do they arrest the wrong guy, or do they present the sheriff? They will always arrest the wrong guy. Accidental arrest is such a problem, the deputies realized it was a problem and got the sheriff this typewriter. Now we can type up all the warrants he wants, as much as he wants. You know, accidental arrests, they do occasionally still happen, but they're a lot less likely. Last is that thing on the wall there. Not the coat rack, that phone. There's one of 17 phones in St. Johns County. One of 17 phones and all 17 phones in this county connected to the same phone line. You know what that means, right? When one phone in this county rings, they all ring. So you pick up the phone, make sure to pick up your phone number 17 and not phone number 12. But then again, he's the sheriff. Any business in the town is his business. He'll pick up, he'll listen in, he just has to make sure it breathes real quietly.
You hear me?
White thing? Water fountain.
Water fountain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So you would flip this.
Ahorita estaba sentado afuera.
Wasn't he waxed?
Warrants. Are you the last one? Anyone?
Yes.
Perfect. Exactly. Work. Now, this show was so state-of-the-art and this poly-jail company locking mechanism was so successful that to this day, the poly-jail company still do locking mechanisms for jails.
Wow.
On top of that, they've done locking mechanisms for jails you've probably heard of before, like Alcatraz. You heard of Alcatraz? They're the ones who helped design the great locking mechanism is there. Now, the mechanism in this show is, I think, just as beautiful. It's pretty simple. You can see in that box up there, you push the lever in, it unlocks all the doors, and you pull it out, it locks all the doors.
Sleep all day. Where's lunch? I mean, no. Como parecen la cupidera. The potty. This is the potty, Brianna. These are yeah, the things that you got. I know. This is
people that they actually